To hear what others think of the show, head over to facebook.com, official Loungtastic. And to see bonus episodes, become a premium member over at patreon.com/Loungtastic. Number 7.
And we're here, dude.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us for podcast number 7.
Coming at you live from sunny Illinois.
Sunny Illinois. So, I am super stoked to give this podcast a review on the first episode of Season 5, which is the 7th installment of Below Deck, which actually started in 2013. This show's been going on for 5 years now. You heard that?
5.
That was me and Mo slapping our ass cheeks together. So what we see here is the crew comes on, and it's kind of interesting because everyone comes on the boat, and we actually learn that 90% of the people are green.
What a conundrum.
Yeah, and by green, I mean
Literally, some of them first time on their boat.
Literally.
On the boat for some of these guys. Especially the Bruno guy, he looks like he is fresh.
So the people that are returning are Captain Lee Rossback and Kate Chastain and Nico Scully. Everyone comes on and they're greeting the guests. The way the show is portrayed, when they're putting their clothes on, they have mere seconds to be prepared and greet the guests. But in real life, you know, I'm pretty sure they get all dressed up and they greet the guests, and the guests are happy, and it's just a little bit of drama. You know, they can put the music on, they can make it sound dramatic, but let me tell you, Mo, I'm not fazed by it. I know that it's just reality show.
Right.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, trying to build some suspense.
So they're all together in the kitchen, and what do the girls say? The girls say, well, we're not cool with this situation. It's okay that it's boy, boy, girl, girl, but you know what? I've got a lot of stuff to put in my closet, so I'm going to ask the boys at dinner on the first night.
That's the best time to ask. You don't want to ask after everyone's settled, but...
No, but you're just getting to know people. And you don't know, you're feeling people out, and you're just getting to know if people are cool, if people are nuts, you know, what's going on. Little blondie girl's like, just to let you know, we kind of would like to, switch rooms. Mo, what do you think about that?
I mean, man, I'm all for it. It was pretty cool how they decided that they were going to do co-ed rooms because, you know what I mean? Then then it opens the door for some fraternizing, but at the same time, I'm sure they're going to be responsible about it.
Right on, man. I couldn't have said it better myself.
They did it for the closet space in the bathroom. I guess that makes it easier. So they had a plan in mind, you know. 2 girls together, more clothes. If they share a bathroom, they need more time than the guys do. So, you know, maybe they just had a vision, you know, and they followed. Exactly.
Yeah, so in the next scene after the little room change that the girls requested, we see Nico like a firefighter, like boom, boom, boom. Everything's got to be done in sequence. And they're getting the boat tied off. Everyone's trying their best. They're yanking on that rope. The captain's shouting out shit in the air. He's like, boom, hey, boom, 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 boom. And you can see the stress in Nico's face because this is the first time that he has a true leadership position.
He's really worried about it. Everyone on the boat is really worried about how beginner, how noobish these guys are, and no one more than Nico, you know, because these guys have to park the boat every day and stuff. The stuff that they have to deal with is the one that actually puts people in danger, tying up the boat, untying the boat, parking and stuff like that. It's gonna be something to watch, man. I hope they get better because I don't want to watch a season that's full of people screwing up and stuff.
So Nico does the fist. Yes, we did it. After everything comes together, because we weren't sure that they were gonna get the boat wrapped up in time and get underway before the guests knew that people were green working on this boat. So the fact that they were able to launch off the dock and get out there was pretty cool.
Yeah, beginner's luck, though. You end up seeing it be beginner's luck because instantly, like 10 minutes after when they're trying to bring a tinder down off the boat, they couldn't grasp that whatsoever, and they end up crashing it against the side of the boat. That was sad to see.
Mo, if you remember our conversation from our very first podcast, you had suggested that they put weights down on those pads so they don't blow off. And sure enough, here we are on the 7th installation of Below Deck, and we see pads fly off.
I warned them about this.
Mo could have saved the day had only they listened to the Loungtastic podcast.
I mean, the deck crew could have had that been avoided, but they didn't know that the pads could be zipped down.
Exactly. That's what Bruno said, right?
No, the other guy. There's 2 guys and a girl.
I don't know who that is.
Bruno, the lady,
Yeah.
and then one American man.
Yeah, and
He's the one that said that. He didn't know that it was going to happen. Well, we got a new chef on the boat, never before part of the Below Deck crew. Chef Matt, Chef Pants. I think the pants, I don't think they're going to be thematic. I think they're only going to be for this charter.
So Kate reminded us of her charm by telling the girls, y'all be setting a lot of tables. Expect it. Because they offered a little resistance. They're like, do we got to do this every charter night?
Right. Hey, she was just being honest because, seriously, they're going to be setting up tables for the next 4 to 6 weeks, son.
Right. So, a simple order was given from Kate to our girl here, and she said, go upstairs to the captain's area, grab the ironing board, bring it back down, and her face looked like a deer in the headlights. And so she looked at Kate and she said, oh, absolutely. She ran out of the room, and then she asked the first person she saw, hey, where's the captain's area? How do you not know where the captain's area is?
It's so funny, dude. She, asked the engineers.
If you played with a bathtub when you were a baby, you know where the captain sits. That's the first thing you learn about a boat.
It's all the way in the front of the boat.
And then we got into this martini hijinks here.
Oh, dude, that's when I was like, no way, dude. You're not even paying attention to these people listen to you or speaking to you.
You got to know the difference between a gin martini with olives and a gin and tonic with olives.
Gin and tonic doesn't get olives, it gets limes.
And you got to know whether to put vermouth in it or not.
She couldn't hear the woman say gin martini with olives. She just heard her say gin with olives. She missed the martini part and she just assumed it was a gin and tonic. I hope she comes together. But she's on my watch to be the one that gets on the shit list with the chief stewardess. Yeah, we've had chief stewardess have problems with their stews before. Hannah, last season, the season we were just watching, had kind of a problem with Bugsy.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe this season's going to be the season where Kate has a problem with this one particular stewardess.
I think you're right, Mo. I think your assessment is 100% correct. I think you're on the mark on that one. Now, one thing that I noticed is they kind of said the same thing I would have said on the boat because through all these years the show's been on, the chefs seem really cool at first, and then they let out their inner psycho.
Right. Especially this guy is kind of calm, you know? He's keeping...
Chef Matt.
Chef Matt's keeping this calm, quiet demeanor, making me feel like when the beast comes out, it's going to be kind of a bad turnout.
Yeah, but I like his initial statement here because Matt is really chill, and he says to everybody, I'm going to guarantee their happiness. That's a good goal to make. Now, with Leon and Ben, they seemed cool at first too, and they kind of trailed off as the season went on, as the charters built up, as the stress built up in their minds. They just lost it, and they let loose on Kate because that was the closest person. There was no more important relationship on board a boat for the crew than the chef and the chief stewardess.
That's always the relationship that suffers the most. It's one of the hardest relationships to maintain on the boat, is the chief stew and the chef.
So one quote that I thought was humorous, when they're serving food to the guests and the chef had made the food and they develop a nickname for him because they noticed when at roll call at the beginning, everyone was wearing long dark pants. They're all in order, and then we see the chef wearing shorts. So they're calling him No Pants. So he sets down a meal for them, and they say, "Thanks, No Pants."
That was funny.
Affectionately. Yeah. So then the next scene here we see our service boy, the guy who said that he's been in the service industry for quite some time.
Bruno
has been practicing knots for quite some time, and he looks really confused. And you see Nico doesn't have a lot of patience for him. He's like, and you hear him on the episode, he's like, "You've had 24 hours to practice this knot. I don't really have any more time for this kid," you know?
He was losing patience with him. He wanted him to already be learned already.
So apparently when you set up the slide, I never knew this, you have to lock down all the edges. And I don't exactly know what that means. I never saw it happen. But we do see that Nico is in a position of authority, and Bruno's in the water, and he's trying to hook down the slide, and Nico just loses his patience immediately. Didn't give him a second. Just said, "Come on, man," and was like really aggravated that Bruno could not figure out how to lock the slide to the ship.
Just started laying on him, telling him, "Oh, you're hopeless, this and that, this guy's lost." Did he really call Bruno a bitch?
So then he had the audacity to call Bruno a bitch.
That's hardcore, man. Well, I'm already against Nico here. I wish they would have brought back the other guy, Kelly or whatever.
You know, the one thing that almost got Kelly in trouble, you speak of Kelly there, Kelly made a stipulation with the rest of the crewmates, just aloof. He just said it. He said, "If this guy doesn't get kicked off the ship, I'm out." And I remember the season ended, and the next season came up, and Captain Lee came on a social media page, and he said, "If I knew that Kelly had made a stipulation towards me, he would have got his ass kicked off the ship immediately." You don't stipulate against your boss, especially in maritime situations.
Yeah, this is your captain. A lot of the times you find out that once the captain realizes what was going on behind his back, he's like, "Oh, if I would have found out about that, he would have been fired. If I would have found out about that, he would have been fired." Captains don't appreciate any of the funny business that goes on when they're not around and stuff. But at the end of the day, that's what a lot of it is. There's a lot of crew interactions happening outside of the captain's control, but that's where a lot of their stress comes from. I think Bruno is going to keep having a hard time. He just doesn't seem like the type of a person who maybe... like some people get hit and are able to keep drudging through, but he seems like he's going to stay down, maybe get mad, get aggravated and have that be holding him back. I believe that the other deckhand may find an easier time. He may find an easier time learning and being a better deckhand, but my man Bruno, the only person on the boat who I know the name of because I heard it so many times today, I really hope he ends up having an easier time on this boat.
That's a good request upon Bruno there. So here we have Nico, who did admit, if you heard that little clip where he did admit, hey, it's hard to even be here right now. He's in a management role, and there is no harder management role in any situation in this world than being middle management. Because top level of management is chill. They got everything set up for them. The lower level management, they know what they have to do, and they just, they have to work at it. They're new, but they know they just have maybe 15, 20 tasks they have to do. But middle management, you have to take the heat from the top, and you have to give that heat to the people below you.
Right. You have to both. You have your own tasks, but you have your own authority that you have to... He seems that he's excited for the role, but sometimes what happens with that is that a person ends up doing too much work and shaking the box too hard, and breaking the present that's inside, instead of just kind of fitting their way in because Nico's new to management, his whole crew is new to yachting. So instead of it being kind of like a slow procedure for both parties, it's starting to seem as it's like a rush type deal where like everyone has to get on board as quickly as possible, which is going to be hard on everyone, man. It's going to be hard on the crew.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do want to give a shout out to Tristan because I saw the heartbreak and the pain the family went through on Facebook there, because to lose a brother is unbelievable. And that's blood. And that's someone who you loved and cared about, and someone you shared memories with, and someone you should have lived the rest of your life with. And Nico's got to live with that thought that he's not going to be able to share any more experiences with Tristan. And shout out to you, Nico. You've been strong, and you raised awareness and hope. And I saw all the activity you did on Facebook for your brother, and it meant a lot. And I don't relate directly. I've never had a brother. But one thing that's for sure is if he's looking down on you right now, it means a hell of a lot. And he's proud of what you've done as a big brother and all the support you've given to him.
How do you think the Stews are going to manage this time around?
Boy, I saw the deer in the headlights look on Blondie LaRue there, and I tell you, I don't know if she's going to be able to keep just hanging on barely, because if she didn't know where the captain's area was, she should have asked. If you don't know something, ask. It might be embarrassing at first, but your pride is not as important as getting the job done.
Yeah, and it shows a lot about a person that they have the ability to ask a question rather than pretend like they know what's going on. Because if you're the person who puffs their chest and is like, oh, you can count on me, but in reality you don't know what's going on, you're putting yourself in a bad position. And you're putting your coworkers in the same position as well.
Yeah. And one thing leads to another, because they needed that task done. If the captain doesn't have his pants
plaited
immediately,
then there's going to be some hell to pay. Captain Lee needs to be pressed at all times, son.
What's he going to do? Drive a boat with no pants?
Heard me?
You heard? Captain Lee's like, I can't do that. What if the Coast Guard sees me? I got to work on my Captain Lee.
Captain Lee's like...
What did he say about the balloon? He said something about the balloon balls or something.
Balloons? What balloons?
Captain Lee said something. I wish I would have written it down. Are you sure I didn't write it down?
When they were like, hey, Captain, can we squeeze by you? Is that what you're talking about?
He said something about balloon balls. I don't know. I wish I would have written it down.
He's like, but Captain Lee gives a little heartwarming story about his timing in yachting when Nico asks him to come down and help out with some task. And Captain Lee has no problem. He actually gets out of the captain's room and goes on deck and does deckhand work with the deckhands, which is something, there's some camaraderie in that I feel like, your team would be inspired to see something like that, to see the captain come out of his room and do work with you guys. And that's the time, and Captain Lee said this, he's like, I'll show you how it's done one time, because at the end of the day, he's your captain. He's going to show you how something's done. You pay attention, you take notes, bang, now it's between you and your lead deckhand. So, maybe I hope the friggin' deckhands learned from that experience of working with Captain Lee, because if they didn't, again, they're going to be having a hard time.
Great insight, Mo. Great insight.
Thanks, Al.
We need some comic relief right now.
We're all at business because it's first season and we're already worried about the crew and stuff, about the crew falling apart.
Who's going to hook up this season? Because I never knew. I actually always thought it was going to be somebody else. I thought Brian would hook up with Tiffany for sure. I would have put money on it. Just because Tiffany seemed kind of chill, relaxed, ready to experience something new. She never been with a frat boy douche ex-captain before.
All right, the chef. Here's my predictions. Official prediction, lockdown. First episode predictions, lock it down. I got the chef with the female deckhand, and I've got Bruno with the stewardess. With the curly hair.
The blonde or the blonde or the blonde? I don't know.
The one with the curly hair. There's one with straight hair, one with curly hair. Until we find out their names, the curly haired one is gonna take refuge with Bruno, or maybe
Bruno's too slow.
Yeah, maybe he's
way too slow.
that nobody wants to get with him.
But that's what I was thinking.
It's what might end up happening. It might be that way. Like, it might be that way that nobody ends up getting with him because they're like, I'm not putting my career in jeopardy because of some ass.
He seems really slow. He doesn't know what's going on. He got preposition for a reality show, and he's like, "Yep."
They're like, "We like that accent. Why don't you come on the reality show?" He's like, "What's a yacht? How do you say what is a yacht?"
He did say he was in the service industry, so
That's right.
who did he service?
He was in hospitality and he worked on a cruise ship.
That's right. Good memory.
But why is he deckhanding?
To be on a reality show. There was some post on Craigslist that said, "Reality show, you'll get paid $5,000 to act like a jackass."
He's like, "I do it for free."
He's like, "That's more than what Royal Caribbean charges, or Royal Caribbean pays."
Do you think there's something going on where like they don't let men be stews?
Men don't want to be stews.
That's the service part of that. That's the service aspect of the yacht ship is stewing.
Nobody wants to be stews, and I think most of the part they probably will hire at the final moment women's stews over men's stews. And I'm sure men's stews do apply, but women are probably more acquainted. Oh my, that's misogynistic as hell. But
It's
what I mean.
the stews are at the end of the day doing housekeeping.
Yeah, I can't say a woman is more
Inclined to do more housekeeping than a man is because they can either or.
Because there is a misogynistic word I was going to say, and I'll say it just because I'll probably edit it out later. But there's a saying that they say, "A woman's work is never done."
Wow.
But a lot of women.
I've heard that
You
saying.
heard that? Yeah. Okay. I'll leave it in there. That's fine. All right. So
But, since you've done service before, because I was thinking if I would ever go on a yacht, what experience would I have that would be applicable, and that would be my service experience.
Yeah.
So I know how to serve, I know how to set tables. I've set tables, man. I've set, 120 seatings.
Mo has set the fuck out of tables.
That's
Mo
humbly put.
One time on his 21st birthday, Mo set a table where he was laying naked in the main platter. And the person that showed up was part of Playgirl magazine. And she was like, "This is what the fuck I'm talking about."
That's right.
She said, the pickle and everything like I asked.
I was clean shaven. Imagine just
Oh, no.
the crispiest, smoked looking, cooked hog you've ever seen. And that was me as a centerpiece.
Mo had a little Hawaiian flower in his ear.
I was glazed.
And he was like, "I've been waiting for you, Mr. Kennedy."
No homo.
Whatever, I don't know.
No homo. Dumb. Yeah, so because most of my experience is in service, I would be able to be a stew. I'd be able to set tables. I'd be able to serve guests. The housework aspect of it, that's the part where I would get really bored and shit, and I'd be like, "Oh my god," changing bed sheets on the daily, like turning out rooms, like changing pillowcases, changing blankets, vacuuming, wiping down bathrooms and stuff like that. Like, even talking about it right now is putting me to sleep. But I understand. But
You want some coffee?
Oh no, we're running through this. But
Coffee.
I'll
make some coffee. Just why don't you talk about what you think of Kate? Because you just met her.
That's right.
And what are some
Today
thoughts that you have?
Today was the first
On that
time had ever seen Kate before. She's very strict. As comparative to Hannah, I would say that Kate she has a little more. She's a little more feisty than Hannah, if you could believe it, as my personal opinion. Hannah is a little more easygoing than Kate, I feel like, at the end of the day. I feel like Hannah is very, like, she knows how to cut loose, but at the same time, she's her own brand of strict. But I feel like Kate is, you have to walk the narrow path, or there's no way else about it. And I saw that happen when she got in that argument with Ben over when the guests are going to eat. At the end of the day, yes, the guests will choose what time they want to eat, but the crew can tell them when dinner is going to be, because the guests can come on the boat and go, hey, we're hungry, and she can go, okay, well, we'll have your food ready for you in about 40 minutes. Meet us in the mess in 40 minutes and we can all eat. But instead, Kate, because she saw this as an opportunity to get the situation to come out the way she wanted it to be, completely took the guest's word and put them in Ben's face and squeezed Ben into a corner. She's just seems like that kind of person. So I think that she's strict. She wants things the way she wants them to be, and she's gonna be mean. She's gonna have some words to say to her crew this season, definitely.
Yeah, and she looks bleach blonde as ever. I've never seen a bleach blonde hair like that. From what I hear, girls have to be really careful when they dye their hair, because every time you do something to your hair, that lowers the life expectancy of it because it wears it down. You know, you might think that it's a good idea to wash your hair every day, but when you do, you wipe out some of the productive things that make your hair strong. The protein.
That's right.
The amino acids.
I ain't a scientist.
And I'm as giddy as a schoolgirl. And I was thinking, man, this is cool. And some of our old friends are back. Kate, Captain Lee.
She's our friend now?
You know, Kate really was cool at first, but knowing her personality and watching her arrest video, I do have her arrest video on there.
Oh, no, there's an arrest video?
There's an arrest video.
How did you not show me that?
I came across it like a week and a half ago.
Oh, she got arrested.
And it was right after the Caribbean season 3, and it's awkward as hell because the cops are like, we're going to need to arrest you. And she's like, well, why? And they're like, well, because you put your hands on your girlfriend. You can't do that. Wow. Like in a violent way.
Yeah.
So I guess she roughed up Ro. That, but I'm glad we're on the high seas again. I've had a couple. Every time someone has invited me to the Caribbean, well, the first time someone invited me, he said, oh, by the way, would you like to join us on a cruise? And I'm like, and they're like, to the Caribbean? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, fuck yeah. So, and then
bear shit in the woods.
The second time, it was a crisis. It was a rough time in December for me, and my friend had just gone through a divorce, and I've told Mo the story. I know I've told you the story, but there is something calming about the Caribbean. There's something just amazing. And when you see the trees, the palm trees, coconuts, and the sandbars, and most especially the sunsets of the Caribbean, untouched. You can't get that anywhere.
I like that. You're painting the setting for me. I had never visited the Caribbean, but one day I would like to. Definitely sounds like a time of life. All right, you guys are going to get 25 minutes of me doing Chris Rock stand-up. If you really want to control guns, don't tax the guns, tax the bullets. You know? If a bullet costs $5,000, then I really think about shooting the motherfucker. He had over $50,000 worth of bullets in his ass.
Like Happy Gilmore. He fucking, he messes up the shot and he yells at his caddy. Like, way to go.
I think that was the first movie I watched when I got Netflix.
He's like, you're my caddy, just make sure I don't do anything stupid. And then, he does something stupid and he's like, way to go. Oh, man. So if you were going to have sex with any girl on the new season,
it's probably the southern chick, because I like twang and square dancing and hoedowns. And then it's curly-haired chick, and then it's third stewardess,
Curly-haired chick.
and that's it. That's my top 3. Kate, I don't know, probably not. Best bros. Who's gonna be the bromance this season?
Bro, I don't know. Guys get along so well because girls are so catty in general. I won't say all girls are catty. Most girls are catty.
Yeah.
And I will say that
It's hard to tell.
The girl with the deer in the headlights. I really don't. I really can't judge character based on like one episode. I think Nico's gonna get along with anybody but Bruno.
Yeah, most definitely.
Nico needs to learn some patience. I'm just saying, Nico, if you're on our podcast one day, which I hope you are, because he doesn't live far from here.
Right.
He's
bro,
one. Yeah.
We live right by the metro, man. You can just take the train to us.
We'll pick you up. If you don't have anywhere else you're watching the premiere of Below Deck in September, let me know and you can come over and watch it with me. By now, I would have bought real cable.
He does not want to come to your house and watch motherfucking himself with you.
Nico has, on his Facebook page, he did accept my friend request, but he's not responding to messages. So, the one thing I saw is when girls comment on his picture, like he'll post a little picture of a little dog or a little puppy, and the girls are like, "Oh, it's so cute," and then he'll interact with them, but he has no interest interacting with girls. Oh, I guess hot girl, Lawrence. Fuck this. But you can see he'll post a little picture of a puppy on his Facebook page, and the girls are like, "That is so cute."
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. You know what, man? Maybe he'll listen to this podcast and he'll come around.
Well, Hannah did. Hannah listened to Watch What Crappens independently.
Right.
And she decided, she's been on the show several times.
We can definitely get a phone call with Nico sometime. Well, you know what the thing is? Since the show's already all been filmed, they can't compromise the integrity of the chronological order of the episodes and stuff. Then at the end of the previews, you see that Kate is going to have a problem with her stewardesses. I sometimes like to dress as a woman and mislead men on Facebook. People love Duck Dynasty. You're wearing a Duck Dynasty shirt right now?
Yeah.
Were you a fan?
Oh, man, I tell you, I love ducks so much. And when they shot those ducks, I sent in some hate mail to those duck killers.
So you weren't a fan of the show?
Goofy. They're goofy looking. We gotta get rid of them goofy looking fellers.
That's good. The chief stew, and I think we've talked about this before, but is one of the most interesting concepts of peerhood on a boat is the chief stew and the chef. They are peers.
They are.
Did you know that?
They are.
They're peers in all. They're both like the captain is sort of like the district, the manager, the GM of the boat,
Right.
and the chief stew, the bosun, and the chef are all the managers. They're equal.
I can see myself working there. There's no job I ever expect to have where it's going to be like, wow, that was fun. I want to be there more often.
Dude, that job was so easy. It's like because I never had anybody crawling on my ass. But you know what, dude?
Yeah.
With the store, remember when I left? Remember when I left for a while to go work at another store for a while? You know I got fired from there, right?
I didn't know that.
I got fired.
I thought you were about to get fired and then you moved.
And I left. That's right.
You told me that you were just like ready to leave.
I was just like, man, fuck this, fuck you, fuck that. No, but seriously though,
He
like,
peed all over the floor too.
you know what? I didn't do that because I have manners. I pissed all over the person I was fighting.
Oh, fuck.
No. Terminated.
Terminated.
I am Zataminato. We're trying to not predict the future here. We're trying to get the future wrong. Our live podcast is going to be from Mexico, and we're going to pay for it because we're going to make a pay-to-play. We've been working on a board game app. It's going great.
So we're back to Captain Lee in this episode. Captain Sandy was fun. I gotta admit, she did make me yawn a little bit. I'm not quite sure why, but I think this crew will pull it together. I always want to see the underdog succeed, and I want this crew to do well. And I think Lee is going to be a hard ass. He's going to stick his boot up everyone's butt, be a hard ass that he is. With his classical management style, he will motivate and get these people to where they want to be. You know, when you join the yachting industry, you go in with some kind of goal. Some people might just want to make money. Others literally want to achieve captain of the ship, which is probably the highest goal you can get because the captain is in charge ultimately, and it's a position where it challenges you in every single way. Your management, your dealing with people, your maritime skills. I don't know if Kate's going to be able to motivate these people because the girls that she has under her don't seem to be very motivated.
Like, one of them seems super nonchalant, and the other one seems like she takes no bullshit, and I think she's going to have a hard time with her crew.
You just want Atlanta on our podcast.
Yeah, like, the one, like one of them seems like she's going to be super chill and just do everything she's told to do, but she's not going to excel in any way. Everybody knows that you're supposed to do what people tell you to do and more. You know what I mean? But in the workplace, like, whatever your superior tells you, you're supposed to do that and some. So the one chick is she's just gonna coast, and then the other stewardess, she is gonna, like, probably get her, like, she's gonna be the targeted person that the chief stew does not get off her ass all season. It's gonna be tough, bro. It's gonna be tough. The stewardess chemistry this season, I think, my season prediction will be the hardest thing to watch this whole season. Is the stewardess relationship. It's gonna be like you and your Starbucks people.
Yeah, good analogy.
Yeah, you could edit that out.
Yeah. If you notice, I edited a lot. Every time you said pubes, I had merged it so that it was the next thing going on. Yeah. So the audience never heard pubes. They just heard the next. Like, I blocked it together.
Yeah, because I kept saying, I'm like, pubes.
Pubes. You said it 3 or 4 times, and I just moved the sound over so that you couldn't hear it. Yeah. So this is cool.
You actually made Podcast 6 sound, like, listenable, too.
From all the garbage that it was.
Yeah, it was hard,
Last
bro.
night we were completely fucked, but I cleaned it up today.
Yeah, it sounded good at the end of the day. We even got some laughs out.
It was funny. There was some funny moments. Not even the stuff that you think that was funny. It was just it was funny how we reacted to each other. That was the most funny.
Yeah. Mos Def.
It was like, what did you think of that part? And then it was like, well, I thought this part was very interesting. You know, O.J. Simpson is going to be released in about 4 weeks.
Hey, yo, Al, it's the Juice. I need you to come pick me up from prison. Well, I knew this day would come, Juice. Leave my wife alone.
Nice.
Maybe we'll get the Juice on Loungtastic.
I guarantee you, if he happened to pick Chicago to hang out at, he probably wouldn't. He might do stand-up comedy in Chicago.
No, you think the Juice is going to do stand-up?
How y'all doing? Now I'm fresh from prison, but I will tell you one thing. I did not stab those 2 muffins.
Whoa! I guess you guys can say, I'm fresh squeezed. No pulp.
So what if you were in line at the grocery store?
And I saw the Juice.
And he came in and he was just kind of like looking at the fajita meat.
I would literally just drop everything. I'd be like, fuck this. And I'd like drop everything and leave.
Would you? I mean, because I would be like, I would want to go to talk to him because most people would be like, I'm starstruck. I'm scared. I would walk over to him. You know, he's 6'2". We're the same height.
Alright.
I'd be like this. What's up? We got a podcast. You have one of 2 options. You could join us on the podcast and give your input, or this foot's going to go right up
Victim number 3.
He'd be like, motherfucker, do you know who I am? I rushed over 200 yards in 1975.
Motherfucker.
Juice, did you not hear how I desecrated Mike Tyson? You next. We're going to do an impersonation of you.
Yeah, USC, great college. I'm not black, I'm OJ. I think that I made my money by not being black, but by being OJ.
So, we're on episode 2 of Famously Single of the first season.
Yeah, this is the one where they, are we on episode 2 right now?
This is episode 2, yep.
The one where they, like, went to the club and stuff? What was the point of that? Just to go to the club?
To kind of get acquainted with these 2 people that were analyzing them the whole time.
Yeah, so relationship experts. Oh, they were in the club? Yeah, what were we talking about? Well, you're going to have to edit this part with the other part when we were talking about it.
Oh my god, Mo just died. 2 shots to the brain.
I'm ready.
Of coke. He snorted too hard.
Nope. No, guys. It was a pizza break.
Pizza bread.
So, yeah, this is the part where like they recap the Aubrey's conversation with the relationship expert, and it was like, oof, it was the most pitfall-y moment to see Aubrey walk away from a conversation. Like, I've had stuff like that happen to me where I'm like, man, I really shouldn't have walked away from something. You know what I'm saying?
Don't worry, it happens to lots of guys.
Yeah.
Are you excited, baby? Are you excited? Yeah! Come on!
Don't lie to me. I do wanna continue this show, so we're definitely gonna watch more of Famously Single.
So Willie's like, well, when I had asked you if you wanted to use the bathroom, I wanted to see if you wanted to show me the proper hand washing technique.
Too funny.
What are you going to be doing the next few days? And then he says, I would like to take you into the bathroom.
Hey, man, that is a straight shooter, bro.
Talking about...
He gets patted.
In the mouth.
He gets patted. We should...
Buddy's like, yeah, and then we saw them, and we knew that they were probably checking us out.
Why does Pauly D sound like Mike Tyson?
No.
Why is Pauly D now...
He does sound like Mike Tyson.
Pauly Tyson.
Yo, girl, I have been a DJ for...
You know Mike Tyson makes a show with Adult Swim now?
No. Oh, yeah, I did. I heard about it. I haven't seen it yet, though.
Mike Tyson's Mystery, something like that. It's actually him.
Wow. A cartoon?
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Have you seen my pigeons?
The show's all about pigeons.
My pigeons, they fly, and they always come back. I tie a little note to their foot, and they're just homing pigeons, so they know where home is.
That's a really good Mike Tyson impression, my man. That's a killer.
Don't encourage me, man.
No, definitely that impression's on point, bro. give us Mike Tyson finding a ticket in his mail.
We're gonna open with that. Let me see here. Coupons, bills. What's this? A parking ticket? Why did they give me a parking ticket? I'm an excellent parker. When I go to a supermarket, I always park within the lines. In fact, I take great pride in my car parking skills.
Give me Mike Tyson biting into a pizza too early.
Lee-dee-dee, lee-dee-dee.
Oh, he whistles to himself around the house. That's the type of man Mike Tyson is, I promise you.
It isn't unusual to be loved by anyone. Let me take a bite of this. Oh, no! This tastes like Evander Holyfield's ear.
Oh.
It's raw.
Oh, fuck.
This is like my childhood. It's flawed and raw.
Oh, man. Okay,
Don't encourage me, man.
No, I like a Mike Tyson impression.
You just want me to be an ass on this podcast.
Let me see if I can.
Mike Tyson. Mrs. Mo and Law, we're live here with Mike Tyson.
Hey, Mike Tyson.
That was Michael Jackson. Do Michael Jackson. Now, Michael, you are coming up on this new 2017 recording. What are you calling the album?
This album is called 2018. You know, just because I want it to be futuristic, bring that futuristic sound, because we have to move forward as a people. Because staying the same is ignorant.
Jeez, why is he cleaning a pan that's clean? Did you notice how clean that pan is before he's wiping it?
Nah, man. He's drying it.
Like
They're doing housework. Isn't that amazing? I didn't even know that they did their own housework.
I don't even think they cooked in there once. I think that pan is part of the props. I think he's just rubbing on it because he's like nervous about it.
You think they make dinner and sit down and shit?
You think if I gave one of these ladies a baby, they'd count me in as their baby daddy?
They would let me into their lives as their baby daddy?
You know what they say?
I'm a running back. If I see an open hole, I'm gonna run through it.
Oh, he went there.
I want to be I want her to running back to me, but without my child.
Nice.
I want her to give me that baby. I'm gonna give her a baby like I used to get given handoffs.
Damn. Hand up that sperm.
I'm gonna hand her off a baby, and she is gonna run all the way to the bank with that child support money.
Now you're like Mitch Hedberg. 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 Why did I say Hedberg every time?
Oh, see, that's what happens when you put me in like an environment where I can make up jokes.
What if you purchased a donut? Would you want a receipt for it?
If I was Willis McGahee, I'd be like, no, have this receipt sent to my 6th baby mother. She is the one that still handles most of my money.
You gotta be real ignorant to have that many kids, not be thinking about them. And the reality show is okay, but honestly, you gotta be like Michael Strahan and do other things.
Yeah, he wasn't that great of a football player.
He's not in his comfort zone right now because he's doing that BS game show. Well, nobody in the world could like. I don't even remember what it's called, but it's dumb. It's part of his $10 million contract. Is that a dinosaur bush?
Oh, dude, she's not even that old looking of a lady. She doesn't even look that old, dude.
Moen Lasha.
Oh,
we have to do this on camera.
Goodness.
Hell, Adam Carolla does his podcast on camera. Here's my Adam Carolla. What do you guys think about Democrats? Democrats are always fucking around. They're always at rallies causing trouble. The Democrats are always throwing trash cans through Starbucks.
Yo.
You know Adam Carolla?
No, I don't know Adam Carolla.
You don't know?
I know about freaking liberals throwing garbage cans through Starbucks. Did you ever see They're
vigilantes!
Do you remember the Seattle riots in '99?
No.
Real shit, bro.
Real shit. Oh, look, she's like 5'1". You can't.
She's 5'1"?
Well, the little girl he found. He's like, there she was, walking towards me at the last minute.
She like lands on this boy genius. That's who she asks to go on the boat with her. That's who Brandy asks to go on a boat with her. Is like a boy genius.
What do you do? Well, I smile ear to ear, and I'm an accountant. Oh my God! I know what numbers are too.
We have so much in common.
Are you okay going on this date? It's not awkward, is it? That I just interrupted lunch with your father and just started talking the whole time.
I picked you up and you actually came and left with me.
And your fucking dad sat there like, what the fuck?
And you didn't even pay for your fucking avocado toast, you fucking 25-year-old piece of shit. Ordering 3 slices of avocado toast, I'm gonna kick your ass. No.
Then they get to the boat, and then we see Hannah show up. And she comes out of the woodwork and
she goes, can I get you anything? Entrees. Sorry.
Do you have a chef that knows how to cook?
Not really.
If you're talking about me pussy, then...
She calls her pussy the chef. She calls her pussy the chef.
Oh my God. Keep your arms and legs inside the yacht at all times.
All times.
And if you see Jason, stick your lips out and stick your tongue down his throat like I did.
And do the hokey pokey.
Oops, I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to make everyone feel uncomfortable. And they're like, who the fuck is Jason? We don't watch that show. Nobody watches Below Deck.
I don't know. I watch Below Deck.
I don't know how they're getting funding for that show now because They've got, I know, but Bravo TV, there must be somebody really high up at Bravo that likes Below Deck, because it is really a special interest show, and they've done 4 seasons in the Caribbean and 2 in the Mediterranean now, so this is technically the 7th season here altogether, and there's not a whole lot of following on Facebook, which I give a good indication on how a show's going.
Yeah, it's a good way to tell.
It's got 156,000 likes, which for a show that's nationally syndicated, it should not be that low.
That's something. I mean, maybe they're waiting for either a pickup or maybe they're looking at letting go pretty soon.
Radio. Let's hope not, man.
Yeah,
I want to enjoy this show. I hope nothing major happens. Like Below Deck, episode 2. Kim Jong-un has fired a missile at Chicago.
Oh my god, bro! Below Deck, the main charter guest is Kim Jong-un.
And
That'd be a great way to harbor peace, bro. Get Kim Jong-un on Below Deck.
it's like in the midst of everything, everyone's like, Stacy, guess what? What? Kim Jong-un is a charter primary on Below Deck. You're kidding. Oh my god. And who's he with? Oh, I see Dennis Rodman.
No. Oh. Yes, him and Dennis Rodman are best friends. You know, Dennis Rodman. He showed Dennis Rodman the body of his father and grandfather when he was in North Korea, and he
As
like
if they were like baseball cards.
no, they're frozen. They're cryogenically frozen, and he.
So that they can bring them back.
Yeah, so I can bring it back to life.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah.
I believe it 100%.
They show, and he. That's like
His
he.
ego, yeah.
He showed Dennis Rodman around like all of North Korea and stuff.
What if you were frozen in one of those cryocryptic? I forgot the word.
No, you're doing great, sweetheart.
Was that right? Okay. And you're in one of those chambers, and you're actually awake, and you're just sitting there cold as hell.
Intense, bro.
Do you think like they can give you like a little bell? Do they give you a little bell in your hand?
No, you would probably be deceased eventually.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I do believe that aliens could come back to Earth. Not say come back. I shouldn't say that. Disregard. I do believe that aliens would come to Earth. Mo's like, what do you mean come back? Unexplained. Mysterious. Previously on Below Deck, check it out. Frickin' Denzel Washington Jr. seduces a lady. Well, it just shows how empty she is, because she's never really had a date, and to leave somebody high and dry like that has been so nice to you. The guy is so freaking nice, and you just walk away from him for 45 minutes, and he has to entertain himself. For me, if I was on a boat, I just enjoy it. I enjoy it for every minute. I wouldn't put all my eggs into one girl's basket.
He was kind of like, they were supposed to be dates, but totally, dude. I mean, for her to do that kind of thing, it really reflects on her personality. Like, she actually like is on a boat and whatever, supposed to be enjoying herself and her time, but she is so hoity-toity that she actually like went to take a nap.
I have to actually talk, and that was her excuse here. She's like, I was just on for too long. I'm not used to being on for that long. Maybe she's stereotyping him too. I'm just being honest. Like, she looks at him and she thinks a certain thing because, did I take it to a whole new level?
Well, no one can really tell what you're talking about because no one knows what her date looked like.
No. Every show we review, nobody watches it, and they just listen to us banter. It's like, well, that would have been great to catch that show when it aired in June of 2016.
Is this when this is coming on?
This came out June 2016.
This done?
This season's been done.
Oh, we gotta sit through this whole season.
We could, wow, she looks great. She's wearing lingerie on the couch. Olive oil. Black olive oil.
Yeah, she's really pretty.
She's good.
She's also really pretty.
She wears a lot of pads.
She looks like She should be putting a cherry pie to cool down by the windowsill.
In a flower dress.
In one of those, and gingham.
How does she get? I'll make her buy. How will I do it? I will encourage her through the Mike Pence program.
I want you to hold on to that, but I know it would be hard for you to cruise through that. Sorry, man.
Go Leslie.
You win a Prezi.
Oh.
What's a Prezi award?
Clit licking.
Oh, nice.
Only a girl knows how it should be licked.
No, dude.
Takes one to know
That's
one.
not true.
It takes one. Well, never mind.
You have a lot of experience as a man. You know your way around. You know your way around the downtown. That's right.
When you're alone and there is nobody home, you can only go downtown.
There you go. Yeah, man. Musicians, dude. Patrons of the arts. Talk show hosts. What more can we do?
Now, what do we think we could have done differently in another situation?
Well, I think I should have not agreed to be on a show where I have to constantly talk to people.
I mean, the check is probably good. I mean, they're probably getting like $5,000 each for this shit or stuff. Well, they're celebrities, so they could have ordered more. They could have had their agent make it more. Some probably are getting paid more than others on here. I bet Audrey's getting paid a lot. I bet the girls are getting paid more. For the men, they're like, yeah, I'll do it. I guess I gotta hang out with these chicks. You think there should be equal pay in pornography movies? Because they say women get paid twice as much as the man.
Yeah, I heard only gay men make money in pornography, as far as men goes.
Oh, God. Back to the show. Emily's tits here. There's nobody named Emily on this show.
Sorry, man.
Emily was talking about down here. She's like, what do you think about down here? She's like, well, I do not know. I do not look at that particular area. Yes, you do. I've looked at that area. I know that area very well. I will please each of you ladies stand in a line and I will show you. He's got his legs crossed really tight. Do you think he's gay?
No, he's just really clean cut.
Yeah, but why do you put your legs together that close? That shows that your package is like all smushed up or really small.
I don't know, mate. Sometimes I do that, but I take the whole thing and I like lift it above the crossing that's about to happen.
You do some hoist lifting action?
Yes.
You're a hoist lifter? He hoists his nuts, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're down to 8 followers. We just lost 2. So we lost 20% of our followers with that hoist comment.
I think
I feel like this is a reunion show. Like we need to have Malia. That is Malia. Her. Let it all hang out.
Yeah.
I want you to go over there and you to go over
Now Aubrey and Brandy are getting in a fight because Aubrey tried to confiscate
those shoes.
Debris was her name? Debbie?
Yeah.
She tried to confiscate her date.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that shit. She's looking, olive oil is looking so good there.
Dude, so pretty, bro. It's ridiculous.
With that black lingerie.
She does all. She
She's
dresses
sitting
so
there with a
weird.
bra.
Yeah,
probably is sitting there with a bra.
that is basically a bra. I mean, me and you, we're not fashion icons, but I can tell a bra from a freaking whatever high cut or whatever top or
Look
whatever.
at it next time. They're gonna flash to it in a second here. There it is. That's a bra.
That's a bra.
Is it a bro? You want me to wear a bra? No. I want you to wear the bro. That's my Kramer.
Oh.
Kramer and
Now I get it.
Frank Costanza.
George Costanza.
Frank Costanza was wearing the bra.
Okay. Is that his dad or something?
Yeah. I got a lot of problems with you people. And you're going to hear about it. We're going to have a pole in lieu of a Christmas tree in the middle of the floor. And you are going to go there with a person you despise. And we're going to let it all out. The feats of strength. I challenge you to a feats of strength. And George is like, oh no. Have you seen the preview for the Netflix documentary of the guy who's getting off death row because he was filmed on a Larry David episode at the ball game?
That's funny.
It's like a real intense
Documentary, yeah.
And this guy was accused of murdering somebody, and they have him. Real best prosecutor they could find, has a flawless record, and because of one scene where Larry David brought the hooker with him to the ball game, because of that one scene, this guy's gonna get off. It looks like.
Because it was like his alibi or something?
Picture him behind her in the show.
Yeah.
He couldn't have killed the person because that's where he was. And since they document everything's timed out and documented, they could show what time he was sitting there.
Right.
And he couldn't have committed the murder if he's on this television show in the background as an audience member.
Yeah.
Or as an extra.
That's good, dude, because if it wasn't for him showing up to that ball game, he would have been in a heap of trouble right now.
That's what he said, yeah. You'll see it. It's becoming more and more viral on everything now. So we're going to give a quick close to our podcast here. Thank you all for listening. I'm Law, and I'm here with Mo. Mo and I are going to give a rundown of all these social networks we are on. I'll start us off. We're on Twitter,
Facebook,
YouTube.
We're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud as well. Check us out on SoundCloud. And if you go on SoundCloud and you follow us, I promise you that you will get a follow from my personal SoundCloud account. And you guys can look at my likes and find out how much I like Zex Marquise and DJ Screw.
It's true. He likes DJ Screw. How about you? What would you like to do? All right, so we are also on Patreon, which is the most important social network because it keeps us alive. Without your dedicated support, we couldn't maintain these podcasts. Thank you in advance.
If you're talking to your friends about similar subjects, you can mention that you have fun tuning in Loungtastic podcast, and we can get a fun, interactive community going on. Really, thank you guys so much. We appreciate the support. And if you don't want to do any of those things, it's okay. We're really happy you're listening. Thank you.